Hello, and welcome back to another edition of the EndZone podcast. My name's Eric Jensen. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a few weeks. Thanks for coming back. Well, the season is almost here. It is currently June 27th. Soon, it'll be July 4th. And about that time, for our video audience especially, let me grab this for you. I'm excited to tell you I've made a purchase. Football magazine, the Bible. Every year, get it in August, go through rosters, look at things I like, find out teams I like, and break it all down for you here on the EndZone podcast. We are back in a fairly regular capacity come next week. We will be starting the week of July 4th. Zach Janis will be joining us to preview the NFC West. So that should be a ton of fun. And you should come check it out because Zach knows a ton about the 49ers. And I've been doing some roster study. And, well, the NFL Xbox app, it sucks. It sucks real bad. But let me tell you something. I grabbed me. And let me show you what I grabbed me. Oh, it's by my bed. Pretend that this Amazon Fire tablet, which is not as superior to a device, is an iPad. Because I got me an iPad and I have got me this nice computer and I will be watching some Game Pass. I will be Game Passing some teams, some quarterbacks, some wide receiving cores that are coming back that I like. I'll be Game Passing some teams and we're going to see just how I feel about the NFC West and everything going on. Notably missing from this podcast, you may notice, is Trey. Trey is very busy right now. He's still a college student, still trying to make it in the big world of media. I'm very blessed to have a job in the sports media field here in Salt Lake City. Trey's trying to get more involved in Nashville. And, you got to grind. And grinding sometimes means you got to give up some fun stuff on the side. So he will not be with us this season. That's not going to mean he's never on here. It's just going to mean Trey's coming back to us on a rare basis. We might have him on for an AFC South preview. We might have him on for a season, a week recap at one point. But for right now, he is taking some much needed time off to get his career started, which is awesome. We fully support that. I'm still working out the lighting. This is going to be a video episode, by the way. You can check this out on YouTube. All the solo episodes will be video episodes because it's a good way for me to practice my on-camera skills, which I don't have many of. I have a hard time looking at the camera and smiling and doing all this little stuff. And not to say I don't look handsome, because I do look handsome, but sometimes it doesn't look the best when he podcasts. This gives me a chance to put on a collared shirt, get in a good flow and, bring you some professional quality content from the visual aspect side of things. I mean, we're not professionals here. We have fun with the football that we talk about. So a little bit on the schedule about the football we're going to be talking about. Throughout July, one episode a week. That's my promise to you. It will come out every Wednesday. Every Wednesday it'll come out. Then August, it'll get really busy for me, but I can report some podcasts on my own now. They're going to be shorter podcasts, about 10, 15 minutes. If you or your friends are tired of sitting and listening to 30 minutes of football talk over and over and over again, listen, I could do that all day. I love podcasts. I'm addicted to them. I listen to 4 or 5 podcasts a day, and it's mainly what I listen to. I listen to a lot of music too, but I love podcasts. In fact, I'm about to sit down, play some MLB The Show, binge around the NFL, get some NFL thoughts started, because around the NFL is great. By the way, hoping to get Mark Sessler on in late August before some of the game starts. So let's hope we can get Mark back on, because he's always a fantastic time to chat with. And I'm really excited to maybe get to see him again. So Mark Sessler, maybe in August, maybe that's a tease. But July, every Wednesday. When we get for preseason, what's going to happen is I will pick a day of a week, probably a Monday or a Tuesday, since these games are kind of spread out from Thursday to Monday, of preseason week 1 and preseason week 2 to talk about. Preseason week 3, we'll do a big overall season preview, hopefully with a guest. Then we'll get into it. And, this season, it's going to be focusing on what I'm watching, what's getting broadcast in Salt Lake City, Utah, because one of the unique advantages I have is we don't really have any local teams. It's kind of split between the Broncos and the Raiders. We get a lot of Raiders games, and I work producing the Raiders, so you're going to get a lot of Raiders talk on this podcast, but I'm also a diehard Broncos fan, and I'm always going to watch them every week, probably first thing on Game Pass if I don't get to see them in person, because my man, Russ, is there. Quarterback's exciting again, and the offense could be dynamic. I cannot wait to watch that. But back to the main point. Every week, you're going to get some breakdown of the primetime games, of some of the games I check out on Game Pass. It's just going to be a little bit of everything. And we're going to focus on specific divisions this year. I think what makes the most sense is that this podcast this year focused on the AFC West. Every week, we will recap every AFC West team's game. Maybe that'll be a separate solo episode. There might be multiple episodes a week. I'm going to have a little bit of free time in the fall. Again, recording on my own. I have no excuse not to get after it a few times. Try to put out 2 or 3 episodes a week. Should be a fun time. Will everything go up on YouTube? That's a bold prediction. And we'll see how long my student creative class lasts, because I don't know how to use iMovie, and Premiere costs a lot of money, and I'll probably be paying for Audition instead of Premiere. So there might be some video stuff, but it might be shot on my cell phone. What a beautiful thing this device is. You can do so much with the cell phone, and people don't utilize it the way they should. I've got the new iPhone 13, not to brag, and it's got a good camera. So maybe we'll film some reels, some shorts to put on YouTube and Instagram, where I may be going public. We'll see. We'll see about that. But just to recap, as now I realize I'm rambling, as I will a few times during these first solo pods, the important information is this podcast coming out every single Wednesday in July. It'll be a great time to learn a lot about the National Football League. In August, preseason recaps, a Utah football show, not Utah Utes, a Utah football show, BYU, Utah State, Utah, because listen, maybe I just work in the media here and it's poisoned my brain a little bit, which that could be the case. But I love Utah State. I work for them. I see the games. I love BYU's roster this year. And of course, the Utes are my alma mater. Always going to be keeping up with the Utah Utes. And we might have a few special guests on throughout to talk about it. Again, though, we'll be keeping these podcasts shorter. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. I'll check my notes here. I think we covered everything that we needed to cover. Overall, your main takeaway from this video should be this. There is a lot of good content coming to you. Check out The Drama of It All, a sportsblog.com. You can find the links to that if you go to my Twitter page at Eric18Utah. You can find it at Eric Jensen Sport. Eric18Utah, you're going to get the quirky, more, out there side of Eric. I'm getting off Twitter right now because things on Twitter are wild. Y'all are choosing violence, and that's okay. Maybe now is the time to choose violence, but I'm going to pass on all that. So be off Twitter there for a little bit, but my articles all get tweeted from both my accounts. You can find the link in the bio for the site in both accounts. I'm going to make sure that is accurate after we're done recording this. And yeah, you can read. I'm going to write about the NFL, pardon me. I'm still excited about the Avs. They won a Stanley Cup the other day. Isn't that exciting? Anyhow, Thank you so much for joining me. Again, the big takeaways from this episode. Wednesdays, watch your podcast feeds. You're getting podcasts in July. Pardon my mess up there with the speech. Then, in the fall, recap shows very quick turnaround. Mondays, early Tuesday. You get some turnaround. You're going to get some quick instant recaps. You're going to get some previews. You might get an interview or two. And Utah football talk, maybe early Sunday mornings. We'll just go off the box score, talk about the vibes in each of the games. Oh boy, football is almost back. Aren't you excited? I know I am. With that, thank you very much for joining me. Follow me on Twitter at Eric Jensen Sport, at Eric18 Utah. Follow the podcast at EndZone Podcast, at EndZone Pod, at EndZone Pod, at EndZone Pod. That's important. At EndZone Pod. Go follow it right now. Get all the episodes. Again, thank you for listening. I've been Eric Jensen, and this has been the EndZone Podcast. Peace out.